My sisters, my brothers, let me tell you something today. You don't have to beg for respect, for love, or for what is already yours in the eyes of God. There comes a time in life when your best response is not a loud clapback, not an argument, not even a single word, but a move. A quiet, strategic, God-ordained move that will leave those who doubted you, mistreated you, and underestimated you absolutely speechless with regret. Because sometimes your silence is louder than your words. Sometimes the best way to get someone's attention is not to chase, but to change. Oh, I feel this thing today. Let me give you 6 key moves that will shift your life and leave those who took you for granted standing in the dust. There is a moment in life when you must decide, will you carry the weight of your past or will you release it and step into your future? Too many people are walking around bound, not by chains that others placed on them, but by the chains they refuse to break. The chains of anger, the chains of bitterness, the chains of resentment. But I came to tell you today, you do not have to live that way. You do not have to be held hostage by what someone did to you. You do not have to be stuck in the pain of what they said, how they left, how they betrayed you. Because when you hold on to bitterness, you are not imprisoning them, you are imprisoning yourself. Bitterness is a slow poison. It seeps into your heart, into your mind, into your spirit. It changes the way you see yourself, the way you see others, the way you see God. It makes you suspicious of love, skeptical of kindness, closed off from opportunities. And the worst part? It doesn't punish the person who hurt you. It punishes you. They have moved on. They have continued with their life. But you are the one stuck, replaying the pain over and over like a broken record. But I hear the Spirit of the Lord saying today it is time to break free. It is time to move into healing. Healing is not pretending it didn't happen. Healing is not sweeping it under the rug. Healing is acknowledging, yes, they hurt me. Yes, it was unfair. Yes, it cut me deep. But it is also deciding, I will not let this define me. I will not let this destroy me. I will not let this turn me into something I am not. Because when you truly heal, you glow differently. Your smile is lighter. Your walk is stronger. Your presence is more powerful. And let me tell you, there is nothing more convicting to the people who thought they broke you than to see you thriving without them. The enemy wants you to stay bitter because bitterness blocks blessings. When your heart is full of resentment, it cannot be full of peace. When your mind is consumed with revenge, it cannot be consumed with purpose. But when you make the choice to heal, when you release the pain, when you say, God, I give this to you, then suddenly doors start opening. Favor starts flowing. The weight you've been carrying for so long starts lifting. So today I challenge you, forgive, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve it. Forgiveness does not mean access. It does not mean you let them back into your life. It does not mean you excuse what they did. It means you refuse to let it keep you bound another day. It means you choose to be free, because your healing is not just for you, it is for the destiny that God has waiting on the other side of your breakthrough. There is power in silence. In a world where people broadcast every move, every step, every struggle, there is something undeniably strong about moving in silence. Too many people lose battles before they even begin because they announce their plans to the wrong audience. They share their dreams with people who don't believe in them. They speak their vision into rooms filled with doubt and jealousy. But I came to tell you today, some things are meant to be kept between you and God until they come to pass. Silence is not weakness, it is strategy. When you move in silence, you protect what God is doing in your life. Not everyone needs to know what you are working on. Not everyone deserves access to your process. Some people only celebrate you when they think you are at their level, but the moment they see you rising, their hearts shift. Some people smile in your face, but secretly hope you fail. That is why you must learn to build in private, to pray in private, to grow in private. When you do, you remove distractions. You remove unnecessary opinions. You remove the enemy's ability to sabotage what he cannot see coming. Think about Joseph in the Bible. He had a dream, a vision of greatness, but he shared it too soon, and his own brothers turned against him. Sometimes the opposition doesn't come from strangers. It comes from those closest to you, not because they are evil, but because they cannot handle what God is about to do in your life. Some people love you as long as you stay small, but when they see the favor of God on you, their hearts shift. That is why you must be discerning. You must know when to speak and when to be silent. Success does not need an announcement. When you are truly growing, you don't have to tell anyone. They will see it. They will see it in the way you carry yourself. They will see it in the way your mindset shift. They will see it in the way your blessings start to manifest. And when the time is right, when God has finished preparing you, when the most powerful revenge is not proving them wrong with words, it is proving them wrong with results. Let them think you are failing. Let them underestimate you. Let them believe you are stuck. Meanwhile, in silence, you are grinding, you are elevating, you are praying, you are growing. And when God finally reveals what he has been doing in your life, those who doubted you will have no choice but to sit back and watch. So today I encourage you, stop talking and start working. Stop explaining and start executing. Stop seeking validation and start seeking elevation. Because when God is ready to showcase you, no enemy, no hater, no doubter will be able to stop what he has already set in motion. Too many people are wasting time trying to prove a point instead of pursuing their purpose. They're caught up in arguments that don't matter, fighting battles that don't build them, and focusing on people who were never meant to go where God is taking them. But I came to tell you today, you do not have time for pettiness when you have a purpose to fulfill. The enemy wants to distract you. He wants to keep you in cycles of offense, bitterness, and competition so that you never step into the assignment God has placed over your life. But today is the day you make a decision. I will not fight meaningless battles. I will fight for my destiny. Pettiness is a trap. It feels good in the moment to prove someone wrong, to get the last word, to let them know exactly how you feel. But what does it accomplish? Pettiness does not build you, it drains you. Pettiness does not move you forward, it keeps you stuck. Pettiness does not heal you, it hardens you. And the longer you stay focused on people who hurt you, rejected you, or underestimated you, the less time you have to focus on what God has called you to do. Purpose, on the other hand, is power. When you know who you are and what you are called to do, you do not have time to engage in foolishness. When Nehemiah was rebuilding the walls of Jerusalem, his enemies tried to distract him. They called him down, they mocked him, they wanted him to stop the work and come argue. But do you know what he said? He said, I am doing a great work and I cannot come down. Oh, I feel that for someone today. You are doing a great work and you cannot come down. You are building a business and you cannot come down. You are raising a family and you cannot come down. You are healing from your past and you cannot come down. You are growing, evolving, stepping into the next level of your life, and you cannot come down just to entertain drama that does not serve your future. Do not let petty people pull you into petty situations. Some of you are responding to things that don't deserve your energy. You are engaging in battles that don't require your presence. Let them talk, let them assume, let them doubt you, because while they are focused on you, you will be focused on your destiny. And by the time they realize what God was doing in your life, you will be so far ahead that they won't even be able to reach you. God did not call you to prove your worth. He called you to walk in it. So today, make the shift. Move into purpose. Leave pettiness behind. Elevate your mind, your circle, your actions. Because when you focus on where God is taking you, everything that once tried to distract you will become irrelevant in the presence of your greatness. There comes a point in life when you must decide that your peace is more valuable than your pride, that your future is more important than your feelings, that your dignity is more precious than any argument, any battle, or any attempt to prove a point. Too many people are losing themselves trying to hold on to what God has already told them to let go of. But I came to tell you today, there is power in walking away. There is strength in choosing peace over pettiness. There is wisdom in knowing when to stop fighting for something that is no longer serving you. The enemy wants to keep you tangled in unnecessary conflict. He wants you to keep arguing, keep proving yourself, keep trying to force someone to see your worth. But listen to me. Real value does not have to beg to be seen. Real value does not have to scream to be recognized. When you know who you are, when you know what you carry, when you know the anointing and purpose over your life, you do not have to convince anyone. If they do not see it, that is their loss. If they do not appreciate it, that is their mistake. And trust me, there is nothing more powerful than a person who knows when to walk away with their dignity intact. Some of you are still trying to get closure from people who have already moved on. You are replaying the pain, holding on to the betrayal, letting the rejection sit in your spirit. But what if I told you that peace is your closure? That you do not need an apology to move forward, that you do not need them to acknowledge what they did for you to be free. The moment you decide to let go, to stop explaining, to stop chasing, to stop proving, that is the moment you take your power back. Jesus himself knew when to be silent. When he stood before those who accused him, he did not argue. He did not defend himself. He did not beg them to understand who he was, because he knew his purpose was greater than their perception. And some of you need to realize that your destiny is bigger than their opinion. Your future is greater than... Stop lowering your energy to match the chaos around you. When you choose peace, when you walk away with your head held high, when you refuse to engage in nonsense, that's when regret sets in. That's when they realize they lost something valuable. So today I challenge you, choose peace, choose growth, choose to move forward without bitterness, without drama, without the need for revenge. Because when you operate in peace, you elevate to a level where nothing and no one can disturb what God is doing in your life. And when they look up, when they finally see what they lost, all they will have left is regret. While you will be walking in the fullness of God's purpose for your life. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where God is calling you to be. Too many people pray for elevation but refuse to prepare for it. They want success but they lack structure. They want abundance but they lack accountability. They want to level up but they lack the discipline to make it happen. But I came to tell you today, if you want to change your life, you must change your habits. Nothing great is built without discipline. Your talent will open doors, but your discipline will keep them open. Your vision will inspire you, but your discipline will make it a reality. Your prayers will set things in motion, but your discipline will sustain the blessings God is trying to give you. Some of you are frustrated because you feel stuck, but the truth is, your life will not change until your routines do. You cannot keep doing the same things and expecting different results. You cannot ask God to bless you with more when you have not mastered what you already have. Elevation requires preparation, and preparation requires discipline. Discipline is waking up early to work on your dreams when no one is watching. It is saying no to distractions, no to temptations, no to the things that keep pulling you back into cycles of mediocrity. It is choosing long-term success over short-term comfort. It is deciding that you will not wait for motivation, because motivation comes and goes, but discipline remains. When you become disciplined, your life starts to shift in ways you never imagined. Some of you are waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect opportunity, the perfect sign to get serious about your life. But the truth is, nothing changes until you do. If you want to get in shape, you must discipline yourself to eat better and exercise. If you want to grow financially, you must discipline yourself to save and invest. If you want to strengthen your relationship with God, you must discipline yourself to pray and study His Word. Success is not about luck, it is about consistency. When you move into discipline, people will start to notice the change in you. You will walk differently, talk differently, carry yourself differently. You will no longer entertain the things that once distracted you. You will no longer waste time proving yourself to people who are never meant to go where God is taking you. And let me tell you, nothing makes people regret losing you more than seeing you level up in ways they never expected. So today, make a decision. Decide that you will not let another year go by without making progress. Decide that you will not allow excuses to keep you from becoming the best version of yourself. Decide that you will commit to discipline, not just for a season, but as a lifestyle. Because when you do, your life will start to transform. Your opportunities will expand. And the people who underestimated you will have no choice but to watch you rise. There is nothing more powerful than a person who understands that God's timing is perfect. Too often we try to rush things, force things, and make things happen on our own schedule. We grow impatient because we don't see immediate results. We get frustrated because things aren't moving as quickly as we hoped. But I came to tell you today, delay is not denial. Just because it hasn't happened yet does not mean God has forgotten about you. Just because the door hasn't opened yet does not mean God isn't working behind the scenes. Sometimes God is not saying no, He is saying not yet. The enemy wants you to panic in the waiting season. He wants you to believe that God has abandoned you. He wants you to take matters into your own hands. But listen to me. When you force something before it's time, you risk ruining what God was trying to bless you with. A premature blessing can turn into a burden. A rushed relationship can lead to heartbreak. A shortcut to success can cost you your integrity. That is why you must trust that God knows what He is doing. He is not just preparing the blessing for you, He is preparing you for the blessing. Think about Joseph in the Bible. He had a dream of greatness, but before he reached the palace, he had to go through the pit and the prison. For years, it looked like nothing was working in his favor, but what Joseph didn't realize was that God was setting the stage for something bigger than he could imagine. When the time was right, God elevated him so high that the very people who betrayed him had to come back and bow before Him. That is what happens when you trust God's timing. He prepares a table before you in the presence of your enemies. Some of you are trying to sit at tables that God never intended for you. You are forcing relationships that God is trying to remove. You are chasing opportunities that are beneath the level God is calling you to. But when you align yourself with His timing, when you surrender your plans and say, Lord, I trust you, that is when things start to shift. You will walk into rooms you never imagined. You will receive blessings you didn't have to fight for. You will experience favor that cannot be explained. And the best part, the people who doubted you, underestimated you, and mistreated you will have no choice but to watch you rise. So today, stop stressing over the timeline. Stop trying to control what only God can control. Move in faith, not frustration. Move in trust, not in fear, because when the time is right, God will make it happen. And when He does, no man, no enemy, no obstacle will be able to stop what He has set in motion. Your table is being prepared. Your season is coming. And when it does, you won't have to chase it. It will find you.